Good day, y'all. It's AJ here, your toothless sage seeker. I have been reminiscing about the classic tarot image, thinking to myself what my life would have been like, what my tarot journey would have been like if I would have stayed with my original first tarot deck, which was a Rider Tarot Deluxe in the purple box with the gold gilding. Me and the Rider-Waite-Smith deck has always had a love-hate relationship. I like the images. I love the way it's designed, but the thing is, I've never liked those bold, yellow, in-your-face cards. So during that time when I had this deck, I colored in the fronts with gel pens. That's what I had back then, to give the cards a bit more color. And I gave that deck away when I was younger. When I had the opportunity to find a new tarot deck that fell more inside with the colors I was looking for with tarot deck. I regret that to this day, but it makes me wonder what my life would have been like if I would have stayed back then with my first tarot deck and the books I bought back then. It makes me wonder. So with that, I am going to continue on with the oracle readings. Yes, you thought I was going to talk to you about tarot. I'm sorry, but nonetheless, we're continuing on with the oracle readings. However, I do have a point here. Today's oracle deck. You know what? I'm thinking to myself, maybe it's time we need to put our big girl panties on and, stop messing around and start playing with big boys. So today's oracle deck is a deck that is similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I bought it to pair with a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but however, it has its own feel to it, and I found it pairs better with my Morgan Greer Tarot. Don't ask me why, but it does. But this is the Cannual Oracle Council of York. This is an oracle deck. You can get it off of MakePlayingCards.com. The gentleman who created this deck did it in the same style as Pamela Colin Smith. He loved her artwork, and it has a very unique, interesting way of reading. It's different from your average oracle deck, and I think this might be one of those decks that people might think, yep, this is like a tarot deck. Why? Because it looks like a tarot deck. But for me, it reads in a very unique, interesting manner. So, what is a reading for the collective from the Cannual Oracle? So, first card we have is Quilt. Second card is Swing. And third card, we have the Lectern. And this is basically like a podium. So, what's the message here? When I think of quilt, I think of comfort. And I never knew my grandfather, but I had a quilt made from his old shirts. And that to me was very comforting because I knew that he was kind of there with me when I'd be in that quilt. So this quilt card reminds me of being comfortable. And then swing. And what happens when we go swinging? We enjoy ourselves. We're not thinking about anything. We're just having fun, enjoying ourselves. This is kind of like a carefree moment. And then lectern. The podium. People come up to the podium to speak, to express themselves, so on and so forth. So when I started pulling these three cards and thinking about how these three cards are connected to ourselves, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This is reminding me of being that older person that just doesn't care anymore, that doesn't have their give a shit button is broken. They don't care. They want to be comfortable. They don't care how they're going to hurt someone's feeling. They're going to express themselves. They're going to tell the truth. They're going to tell them the cold hard truth, and not worry about offending somebody, because guess what? The truth needs to be heard. So that's basically the message I'm getting here. Make yourself comfortable. Stop worrying about what other people are thinking. Again, the carefree part, and then speak your truth. So with that, I want to wish everybody namaste. I will see you guys in my next reading, and as always, y'all come back down here.